Make your way to the bench. How's it going, man?
I spent a lot of time on the bench.
Hey, all right.
First thing I want to know is, you want to switch sides? You've been on this side all day?
Yes, that's a great idea. My neck is let's do that.
You're going to have to go to a chiropractor if you don't switch sides once in a while.
That's the thing. You're always thinking of others. Never thinking about yourself. This is actually lower, too. I've been kind of...
Yeah, so our height is more even.
I've been like towering over people.
This has two benefits.
Yes. Why were you willing to come at 2 in the morning?
Well, I figured if I said something stupid, there would be less witnesses.
Oh, come on. Is anybody actually watching right now? Do we even know? 20. There's 20 people.
Now, I had a bunch of people tell me that they were going to turn on at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And they promised me that they would turn on at 2. So we got to go to at least 2:01 so they can see that I wasn't lying to them. I don't want them to think that I was pranking them to make them wake up at 2 and then not be here.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to go to at least 2:01.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Or as long as you want. As long as you want.
Yeah. All right. So allow me to introduce John Tracy. So John Tracy is a retired aerospace executive. Can we talk about that?
Sure.
Can we talk about
Why
that?
not?
I mean, this man is...
Who's going to hear us this time?
I know, only 20 people apparently. It gets looser the longer we go. I think we'll tighten it up around 6 a.m., but right now it's,
Fair enough.
So John Tracy is USC? USC?
No. UC Irvine. UC Irvine.
Oh, okay.
You're right. The
That's
rest of
right.
my family were Trojans.
That's right.
I know you'd love everybody in the world to be a Trojan, but...
No, I don't know. But you were the chief operating officer at Boeing.
Chief technology officer. I ran engineering, manufacturing, those sort of things.
Yeah.
Hey, it's late.
It's almost 2 in the morning.
It's
all right?
close.
I'm 0 for 2.
Anything close.
Why don't you just introduce yourself, okay? Chief technology officer at Boeing. That is no small job. That is you had thousands of people reporting up to you, right?
120,000 at one point.
120,000. That's for anybody watching this who has to do job reviews or sitting on that stack of 3 reviews that you have to do that you haven't done yet. How many?
120,000.
Okay, yeah, but you didn't have to do reviews for all
I did not have to. No, I did not.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It was an interesting job for sure. It was an interesting
And how
job.
many years were you at?
I was in that particular job for 10 years straight.
Okay.
Every day I went to work, I would tell my wife, there's a 30% chance I'll be fired today.
And why?
Every day.
Is that because of you, or because if something big happens at Boeing, someone's head's got to roll?
Somebody's head's got to roll,
Yeah.
and mine was more likely than anyone else's, because if anything technical went wrong, or anything in the factory went wrong, I would be the one to take the hit.
Yeah.
So God, for some reason, God had his hand on me, and I survived 10 years until I retired. I can't explain it.
Yeah. Was it a long 10 years?
It was a long 10 years.
Yeah.
It was 7 days a week,
And
probably 14 hours a day. It was fun too. I mean, you felt like you were doing something that mattered.
Yeah.
It really was fun.
Yeah.
But stressful.
But
very
Boeing,
stressful.
Boeing does all kinds of things, not just airplanes. Right?
Airplanes, satellites, rockets, submarines, helicopters, fighter jets, computer networks, all over the world.
And you were the CTO over all of that.
All of it.
And in any one thing.
70 countries. I traveled probably 3 or 4 days a week for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I wasn't home much. Luckily, my kids were, out of the house, and I lived in Chicago, and so it was easy to get to places from Chicago.
Yeah.
But as good as that job was,
yes,
working here is better. I mean, I'm serious.
Yes.
I come home from here.
Yeah.
I work here.
Yes.
I work here. I'm a volunteer here. I work here. I do a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Donor, volunteer, staff member. I do it all. It's some small slice.
Yes, he does.
When I come home from here, I tell my wife, this is the best place I've ever worked in my life.
Praise God. Wow.
And I'm not. That's not hyperbole.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
That's awesome. Man, that is. I love hearing that.
You want to know why I say that?
Yeah.
That'd be a good question.
Yeah. Why do you say that? Yeah. Why would you just do the interview?
I say that for two reasons. One, the staff here are completely aligned around the mission. I don't mean the physical mission.
Yeah.
I mean the mission of the mission.
Yeah.
You know, to serve the least, the last, the lost, to bring the love of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The other reason is when you work here, you get to deal with the students, and you get to see firsthand, up close, people whose lives have been radically changed
Yeah.
by the love of God.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you just feel lucky to be working with them.
Oh, totally.
You feel lucky to be part of the action.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
You know, hearing you talk makes me think of, so you worked in a very high pressure environment, and then you come
High
here
pressure.
and you experience all this, and I think that was my first introduction to the mission too. Was
Well, you came from the business world.
I
You
did.
had your own
and,
company.
And my first experience was we were already doing this Chile ministry out, going out to Santa Ana. But the first time we went out, now under the banner of the rescue mission, they said, "Here, take these students with you." And then I said, "Oh, that's a good idea." And they gave us this one guy, because a lot of times you're talking to people out there, and they're like, "Well, who are you? Who's this guy?" You know, you don't. This one guy is tatted up, former gangbanger.
Love it.
And he's with us, and there's a guy giving us a little bit of attitude, and we're like, you know what, just talk to him, because you know, maybe you think that I don't have what it takes to be out here, and I don't.
You got no juice.
Yeah, no juice, but talk to him. And then realizing that these guys were so just happy to be where they were,
Amen.
and starting to get to know them, I was so taken aback by that, because same thing, I just didn't, I had not experienced that, you know, in that way before, because I worked in a different industry. And so to me, it's interesting that you come out of a very, very demanding job at a you know, a world-renowned, everybody knows what Boeing is, and you come in and you work here, and you actually, you say this is the best place you've ever worked.
Best place I've ever worked. Now, and when I bring people here to give them tours, everybody that I've ever brought here to give a tour, I think, has ended up working here or volunteering here.
That's right. Give us some examples of some of your people.
And again, what am I showing them? Am I showing them the buildings? I do show them the buildings, but I only use the buildings as an excuse or a means to introduce them to the students. And if you talk to a student, you know, for 5 minutes, you say, "Man, I need to be part of this."
Sometimes they think we plant them, you know, plant the students along the route.
You don't have to. It's just, it's an honor and a privilege to be part of the team.
Well,
it really is.
We're honored to have you here. And so Mr. Tracy has done a lot of work in helping to bring some critical services to our students. Not the least of which, well, if I could paint a picture here, is that students are going through the program, and everybody has a sort of set idea of what they want to do on the other side. They want to get a full-time job. They want to save up enough money. They want to be able to move into their own place on the when they graduate from here. But a lot of times there are things that are holding them back in that pursuit. 3 of those things are legal issues, civil or criminal, but legal issues in general. Believe it or not, their smile, their dental work, their teeth. If you've seen this, if people have been abusing meth, sometimes their teeth are shot. And we all know that you lose confidence, and it's hard when you don't have a nice smile. And tattoos. People need to have those gang tattoos removed. People need to have tattoos removed if it's getting in the way of them being able to present professionally in an interview. So Mr. Tracy saw all these things, and he said, I want to help rectify all of those things. So let's start with the legal. You brought in some very heavy hitters as volunteers to originally to help our students with their criminal issues.
Yeah. Look, can I step back just for a second?
Please.
Okay. I started here as a volunteer math teacher.
That's right.
Before I worked in aerospace, I was a high school teacher. I got laid off 3 times in 3 years. It wasn't due to my incompetence, I hope.
Yeah.
But I had to switch careers. I became an engineer. Right. But anyway, I knew that when I retired from my aerospace work, I was going to go back to teaching because that was like the front lines of helping people. Mm-hmm. And so I took a tour here. I found out about the Success Center. I said, I'm going to volunteer. So I was just volunteering teaching math here. I didn't know anything about the other 3 things you talked about. And I went, when you teach math here, or any subject, people getting their GEDs, you go to their graduation to celebrate with them when they get their degree. It's like somebody winning the Nobel Prize. When they get their high school diploma at age 60, and it's the biggest accomplishment they've ever had in their life, the joy is unbelievable. And so I went to this one graduation, and this one young lady didn't smile. And I'm thinking, man, why is she not happy? This is a huge thing. So the next day I asked one of the case managers, I said, what, is she not happy? Why doesn't she smile? She said, she's got no teeth. And so I started paying attention. And I saw, as you start looking, you see a lot of the students, their teeth have just been kind of devastated, typically by methamphetamine. So that was the first thing I wanted to work on. And so you were willing to let me start something called the Confident Smile program because, even though at the time I was working as a consultant, coincidentally, for a dental business, the engineering side of it. And so I was interested in teeth. My son-in-law is an orthodontist, so he was encouraging me to do it. And so we just got into this Confident Smile program where it's like, this sounds crazy. The teeth in some ways are a window to the soul, right? When you can't smile, people can't see who you are, right? And so our students, they would finish the job workshop, they would go out to try and get a job, and in the interview they couldn't smile. Who's going to hire somebody that they think is upset all the time? So we started the Confident Smile program. And we've just had great luck. We've got a wonderful partner in a company called HB Dental. We got on site here, the Hurt Dental Clinic. So between those two, we can cover every dental need that comes up. So when our students go out to get a job, they can smile. And we had one young lady, I won't use her name, she graduated, and one of our key partners here is Glidewell Dental Labs. Glidewell prepared a set of dentures for her in 3 days, start to finish, so she could make her first interview. And she went to graduation and was beaming, her smile.
Probably doesn't even remember how to smile at that point when it's been that long.
She wore a mask. COVID has helped some people a lot because it gave them an excuse to wear a mask. We've had 2 or 3 of our Confident Smile patients wore a mask for years, like 2 years, to hide their smile. And now they don't have to wear that. They don't have to hide behind the mask anymore.
That's awesome.
So that was the first one. That got me going. And then as I, met more and more of the students, I realized there were, back up a second again. When you come here, your life is completely transformed internally. God's love just passes through you. You go from being, guilty, covered in sin, to like we all are, to, overnight. You turn your life over to Christ, you're a new creation, white as snow. But the world can't see the inside. The world, when they meet you, they see the scars of your past. And there's 3 scars that I'm interested in. One is your teeth.
That's good.
The second scar that the world can't look past, that God can look past, is your legal record, how many convictions you have. And if you're living on the street, I promise you, you got 15, 20 convictions. It's hard to get a job when you have to check the box, how many convictions, do you have any convictions? If you say 1, they'd be afraid of hiring you. And then the third one is for the legal thing, we started something called the Clean Slate program. I'll get back to that in a second. That was your question. Then the third area is tattoos. When you're homeless, you make really bad decisions about where to put tattoos and what they say. And when you got those tattoos, they were telling the story of who you were. and not who you are today. So a person's life could be completely transformed.
100%.
Yet their tattoos tell the story of who they were. That's not them anymore.
Right.
And so a lot of students want to have a new story. So I haven't run this past you yet. I'm thinking of calling the tattoo ministry New Story Tattoo Removal. It's just an option.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
We'll think about it.
But we always have to have the good name.
You need a good name. It's branding.
Yeah.
Anyway, so those three things are what I focus on. I think the title you gave me was Special Services Coordinator.
Yes.
I love the title. I even got a business card.
Yes.
I love passing out my business card. I had no business cards after I retired. Now I feel like I'm in the game again. You hand the business. Anyway, so on the dental side, I told you about the partners there, the Hurt Clinic, and then for the stuff they can't do that insurance won't cover, we have HB Dental, wonderful partner. On the legal side, we've had for years the Trinity Law Clinic. The Trinity Law School brings their interns to the campus, and they meet with the students and go over their problems. Yeah. They work mainly on family law. So I saw a gap with criminal law.
Yeah.
So I had two friends of mine that I had worked with. Basically, one I went to high school with 50-something years ago, and the other is just a friend that had helped me at another ministry I was working at with legal stuff. And so these are former district attorneys with a combined 60 years experience. One of the guys, Jim Tanizaki, was number 2 in the district attorney's office, except for the elected district attorney.
Yeah.
It was Tony Rakakis then, now it's Todd Smith, but he was number 2. He ran the office for decades. So he's taken over the job here as our volunteer legal coordinator, and then also coming in from the district attorney's office, one of the supervisors there was Ted Burnett. And Ted works the expungement, the clean slate program per se. Ted has been, because of his long history and the respect that they have for him in the district attorney's office and the public defender's office, he's convinced the public defender's office and the district attorney to work together and to create a new program that was inaugurated by one of our students.
Yep.
They started a new section in homeless court where the district attorney and the public defender work together ahead of time on somebody they believe is, on the right track.
Yeah.
And in one day they expunged 18 cases for one of our students.
For one student.
For one student. And Ted Burnett has probably seen, I'd say, close to 100 cases expunged from the record. So when a student goes to a job, they can say they have no convictions on the form. Any convictions? None.
Yeah.
Expunged.
Okay.
Let's see. Last one is tattoo removal. New Story Tattoo Removal.
Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Before we go to that,
sure. You're the boss.
Some people.
I'm just your guest.
Some people. I don't know. It's 2 a.m. Some people might hear that and say, "Is that really what we should be doing? Is it who is this fellow that had 17 misdemeanors?" Now you and I have a good perspective on that. Please.
I can talk. Yeah. We don't do on the legal front. There's family law, there's criminal law, there's financial law, there's immigration law. We don't just willy-nilly go and help somebody get things that should have things erased for no reason. Yeah. We only work with people who our attorneys feel their lives have been transformed internally, right? And that the work that we do is just getting the external signs aligned with their internal heart. In the end, a judge has to decide on each and every count. So a judge, and it's an adversarial system, and so if the district attorney doesn't believe it should be expunged, they will fight against it. Yeah. But now our students have knowledgeable advocates who can assess their cases, make our own determination whether those things should be expunged, and then present it to the court and the judge. So of course, this is something I worried about a lot. I feel very confident that we never ask for anything to be expunged that shouldn't be expunged in terms of who the person is today. Yeah, in contrast with where they are now. And the other thing is, while it's expunged for job-seeking purposes, every conviction is still available to the court to use as a prior. So for instance, if one of our students whose record is expunged goes out and commits another crime, those things that were expunged, the district attorney can still use those as priors.
I see.
So it doesn't take any power away from the courts to seek justice.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody would have realized that.
Yeah.
And because of that, the guy that we mentioned who got the 18, he can now apply for a job and not have to explain away 18 misdemeanors, some of which were probably silly.
They're okay. In homeless court, the only thing they can expunge in homeless court are misdemeanors. Outside of homeless court, you can have felonies expunged, and we've had several of those expunged as well. But our attorneys are all believers. They believe in redemption, both within the legal system and within the spiritual realm. So they're making an assessment, and then even for the felonies, if they believe it's appropriate, they go forward and advocate to the judge that they. But in the end, the judge decides. We don't decide. The judge decides.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, those are some pretty cool stories that have come out of that, and some more that I assume will be coming out.
We've met with over 100 students, and I'd say in just taking 3 students, I know there were close to 50 convictions expunged.
Wow.
In 3 students.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The legal ministry right now is just hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And it's so interesting that we have you plus the 2 other gentlemen that you're all retired, and yet you pour yourself into this.
These guys are bought in. I mean, they like one of the guys, I won't tell you which one, one of the guys was walking out after his 3rd visit, and he broke down on the way to the car. And the reason he broke down is because he sat and listened to the student stories, and he said, when I listen to these student stories, it just makes me realize how much God loves us.
Wow.
Each and every one of us. It's not like,
praise God.
When the professionals come in here, it's not like, I think I'm better than you as a student. I didn't go to prison. You did. God doesn't look at the person that went to prison as less than the person that did go to prison.
Yeah.
We all fall short of the glory of God, and we're all just so blessed to be able to receive His grace.
Amen.
And in receiving that grace, I think is why so many people want to give back.
For sure. Yeah. All right, tattoos.
Tattoos has been a journey. The tattoos come in several forms. Some tattoos are artistic and they help a person represent who they are. Beautiful. Other tattoos did not come when a person was, thinking clearly. Maybe they were an addict at the time they got them. Sometimes tattoos are forced on a person in a human trafficking situation. Sometimes tattoos were a rite of passage and peer pressure in a gang or a prison setting. And when a person changes their life internally, if they have those markings that they see every day, those markings tell them their new life is an imposter. We work a lot with, as we've been trying to get the tattoo ministry up and going here, I spent a lot of time at Homeboy Industries, which up in LA, which is the largest tattoo removal ministry in the world. And one of the head guys there over Homeboy, he's had 150 tattoos removed. It's painful to have a tattoo removed. And I asked him, why did you go through the pain of having 150 tattoos removed? By the way, if you had to pay for this, it's like $1,000 a tattoo to have them removed. At least 1,000. Depends on colors.
How much was it to get them in the first place?
That I don't know. I don't have any. I don't have any. But
if only there was someone who has some tattoos around here who's chuckling behind my. What's it cost to get a decent size?
$300 to $500.
$300 to $500.
It's a lot more than that to take them off.
Okay.
And the people that have had them put on and taken off say it's a lot more painful to take them off.
Sure.
Yeah.
And yellow doesn't come out.
Yellow is a bad color. Teal is the worst. I hope you got no teal.
All teal.
All teal. So,
alarm's teal.
so if you want to know what it feels like, they say there's two ways to. I'll get back to the guy with the 150 in a second.
Yeah.
If you want to know what it feels like to take a tattoo off, take a rubber band on your wrist, pull it out about 6 inches,
Okay.
and then let it go. Bap! Only do that like for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, or if you ever cook eggs,
Yeah.
you know, with a frying pan, and you put a lot of butter in there, so there's grease,
It pops off.
and it pops off.
Yeah.
That grease, it's that. Only
Yeah.
it's like 10 times a second for.
Right. All over.
So anyway, so I asked the guy, why would you get? This guy had been in prison for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got out. Why would you? You know, I knew why he put them on.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you take them off? He says, well, a lot of people think that the reason I take them off is so when I take my kids to the park, I can take my shirt off and not get shot.
Mm-hmm.
He says, that's not the reason. He says, that's a decent reason, but that's not the real reason. He says, every morning when I woke up, I would take my, put my shirt on, and I would see myself in the mirror, and I'm an imposter. I cannot change my life. This is who I really am. So he took them off not because somebody else saw him.
Yeah.
He took them off because he saw them.
Yeah.
And so that's why I like this new story. He wrote himself a new story.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the tattoo removal thing, you know, it's. I think it's a powerful ministry. We're right on the verge of being able to get it take off.
Yep.
You were kind enough to give me a room that we're in the
Hey,
process.
I didn't give you anything. We had to find that room.
You did a good job finding it.
We're running out of space over here.
Yes. So we've got a few choices. We're trying to decide whether to use the laser we've already got, or we're thinking about
Upgrade.
upgrading,
Yeah.
because the laser we've already got won't do some of the tougher colors.
Yeah.
Teal,
Teal.
for instance. Teal, yellow, green, black. Most people are surprised that black is the easiest color to remove. Black
Yeah.
and red, the easiest color to remove by far.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm very excited about those three ministries, and just, you know what, when I'm working here,
Yeah.
nobody cares where I came from. Nobody. In the old days,
Yeah.
when I was working,
Yeah.
anytime somebody was talking to you,
Yeah.
they're your friend,
Yeah.
right?
Or for that minute.
For that minute, because they think you can do something for them.
Uh huh.
Is this, you know, they want you to help them get promoted. They want you to give them a pay raise. You know, they know that you were successful. They want to know what your secrets are.
Yeah.
Here, the students could care less whether you're rich or
Is that a
poor.
relief?
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
It's a welcome relief.
The relationships I have here with the students and the staff members,
Yeah.
the staff culture is unbelievable here. This is not normal.
Yeah.
The staff, I mean, maybe you think it's normal. The staff culture you have here is
No,
spectacular.
It is. It is.
And so the staff culture is spectacular. But when I have a relationship with the students, or the staff for that matter, people are sincere.
Yeah.
They don't care about where you came from.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
isn't that
They
interesting?
don't care how old you are.
Yeah.
I'm very old, by the way.
I know. I don't ask a man his age. You're
I don't use makeup though.
you're hitting on something where your posture towards the students is you don't care what their background is.
No.
In fact, and yet it's almost surprising that they don't care what your
Well,
background
there's one particular student. I'll even say his first name.
Yeah.
He was a guy named Alex.
Yeah.
Most people know Alex. Alex has tattoos all over his face, incarcerated, gang life. I mean, Alex makes no secret. There's YouTube videos about him on the Mariners website. So anybody interested, go to the Mariners website and look up Alex's story. Alex, in my old life, was not a guy I knew. You know, I was not hanging around.
Me neither.
Okay. And Alex, so the first time I meet Alex, I'm talking to him, he's distant, you know? And after talking to him a few times, Alex says to me, he says, you know, in the old days, I would have never talked to somebody like you. I'm thinking, what's somebody like me? What does that mean? You know, but just that there was a wall
Yeah.
between somebody that felt like Alex
Yeah.
and somebody that felt like me. We came from such different backgrounds.
Uh-huh.
Here, Alex is one of my best friends. Now, Alex is everybody's best friend.
Yeah.
But right, and that's true. I think that's true with all the students. The students are just so happy there's somebody that cares about them.
Yeah.
I give you an example. I had a tutoring student, you know, and he was struggling with math. And I told him I was proud of him, you know, and I said that to my kids all the time. I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
This guy was talking to somebody later, and he said, somebody told me they were proud of me. I never heard that in my entire life.
Wow.
So it's just,
Yeah.
you have these authentic relationships with the students where these people are my friends,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they're my friends.
Oh man, I love your passion. I love you just dive into this with such a zeal, and man, we're just so grateful for you.
I'm happy to be here. I'm the lucky one.
Well, yeah, and to think that, and you've recruited other friends who, at this point in their lives, when they could be retired and playing golf 5 days a week or whatever, you come and
Yeah.
do this, and they do too. And so, thank you for that. Thank you for all you do for this ministry. We are very grateful for you, John. And now I think it's time to we go into a video. We're going to a video. Okay, John, thank you for coming.
Thanks to all my friends
right.
that tuned in.
Yes.